Hi, everybody. Let's see if I can get this to zoom in at all. I don't think I can. Okay, well, we're just going to go with what we see then. I am so excited to be with you today. We're going to be opening the January 2024 Lovely Lavender Paper Pumpkin Kit. We're going to see what's inside. So give me just a minute to log in and make sure that the stream is working on both my Facebook and my YouTube channel. That will just take a minute. So while you're joining me, you're welcome to go ahead and say hello in the comments. Oops, let's try that again. All right, so it looks like Facebook is working. I just want to double check that the volume and everyone can hear me. So while you're joining, yep, I can hear that. That's great. And then let's jump over to YouTube really quick. Let me mute that. Okay, and it looks like I'm live on YouTube as well. And let's make sure I can hear something coming in. There we go. All right, so we're here. I see lots of people over on YouTube. It's so great to see you. Hello to everyone. Let's see. Got lots of people. I wonder how many are here. Wonder if it tells me. 21 are watching. That's awesome. And then over on Facebook, we've got Hildanelle. Hello. Let's see who is watching here. I only see one person. Oh, two people over on Facebook. That's just fine. My Facebook fans, I'm sure you'll be jumping on here in a minute. So good to see you. Patricia is saying that it's her first time catching me live. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm wondering, have you guys gotten your box yet? Mine just came over the weekend, so I definitely would give it a little bit more time if you have not gotten it, but I know that some people do get it before me. So if you have it, we can open it up together, or we can, you can just see what's inside if you don't have it yet and get all excited to get your box. Connie says, yes, she has gotten her kit. That is great. Lisa got hers on Saturday, and Debbie has hers as well. How wonderful. Just as a side note, if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber of mine, I do a little fun special thing for all my subscribers, and I send them an extra card that's been designed by me that they can make with the stamp set and ink from their kit. And it is exclusive. I don't share it anywhere else on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook page. I might give like a little hint or a sneak peek at something, like a little close-up of it, just to kind of encourage more subscribers, but we get to make it actually together live. Once a month we get together. So if you are new to Paper Pumpkin, or if you don't have a demonstrator and you're interested in joining and signing up to be one of my subscribers, I will give all the information after the video. It's in the description below. So if you're watching YouTube and you're watching the replay, it should already be there. And if you're live with me right now, then it will be available after the video. So I'd love to have you join me and subscribe to be a Paper Pumpkin customer. Just so you know, the January kit is no longer available as a full kit. They do sometimes offer it as a refill, but that means that it does not include the stamp set or the ink refill, just the like paper products, things that are consumables. So you definitely want to always be subscribed to get the kit before it ships out, because once it ships, you're not able to subscribe for that kit any longer. Okay. Denise says she does not have it yet. She's in Texas, so it's a little bit further away. That makes sense, Denise. All right. So fun. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. I did see actually a sneak peek the other day that Stampin' Up! Put out. And so I am really excited to show you guys what is in the box. So every kit does include a stamp set. And you may notice that it looks a little bit different. And this is how they're going to look going forward. They do not have the printed images on the acetate or the plastic anymore. So that's not a problem. All you have to do if you want to make sure that you inventory so that you know what you're missing is you can just stamp it on a piece of paper and then keep it inside whatever you store your stamps. And let me show you how I store my stamps. Actually, we've never talked about that. So let's go ahead and do what I'm suggesting. Hold on just 1 second. So there are these clear envelopes that you can purchase from Stampin' Up! And I use them for lots of different things. I like to use them for shaker cards, but one of the things that I do also use them for is to store my paper pumpkin stamp sets. You don't have to actually close it up. A lot of times I just fold it inside. So it kind of creates a little pouch is what I'm wanting it to use it for. Is a little pouch to hold my stamps. So I typically just fold in the flap. I don't adhere it. Okay, so this is how I store them. And I do actually also stick in a piece of cardstock. So let me grab some basic white cardstock really quick. Oh, Connie says Stampin' Up! Enclosed a print in the box. Well, maybe we should keep unboxing, Connie. Let's do that before we jump too far ahead. Let's check it out. Okay, so let's put this on hold. I'll come back to this if you guys are interested to see how I do store my stamps. My paper pumpkin stamps are actually ones that my children love to play around with. And so they're stamp sets that I usually will pass on to my girls. I have 2 girls, one is 9 and one is 11, and they love making cards. And so they like to have any little scraps that I have left over after crafting, and I let them keep my Stampin' Spots. So it's fun. It's definitely fun for them. Oh, look how beautiful. I'm a little scatterbrained. Can you guys tell today? We've got 2 cards and a set of tags. It looks like each card makes 4, so that would be a total of 8 cards. Ooh, do you guys see different colored envelopes? Really excited about that. And then it looks like we've got 4 tags. So that's really fun that we've got tags that coordinate with our cards. And if you're not into tags, they're really easy to turn into just regular cards. So don't be, upset about that because we can easy peasy turn them into cards. So those are the projects. And look, just like what Connie says, they include a little paper here. And this is actually super nice because now I don't have to cut a piece. I can just slide this right into my envelope. Normally I have to cut a piece of cardstock to put in the back. And it even tells you the name. It doesn't say what month, so I might add that to it. I'm just going to cut it at 5.5 inches instead of along the score line that they suggest. I think it does feel like it's 4.25, so that's perfect. So I'm just going to print at the top what month it is. So this is January 2024. Okay. I hope that dries without smearing. The paper has a little bit of a gloss finish on it, which is really nice. but my pen might smear. Okay, so then normally I would slide that paper into my clear envelope. Come on. Just like that. And then I put my stamp set in front of that, like that. And then I just store them in like a little shoebox type size plastic box. Okay. And so this is how I store my paper pumpkins. And it's really easy because you can just kind of flip through. You can get an idea of what you're looking for that way. Sherry says, great idea. My granddaughters are about those ages too. Yes, my kids love to stamp and they make the cutest cards. My almost 9-year-old, when she first started to like want to make cards with me, she would stamp every surface. So you'd open it, the inside would be stamped, the back would be stamped, the front would be stamped, and it would be upside down and backwards. It was just the best. So now she kind of figured out that cards open a certain way and we leave some spaces blank, for writing so that she can write to her friends, some things like that. And Denise says that she's really excited about this because she usually will go online and print off the insert for her clear envelope. That's so true. And this is just perfect because it provides a lot of the information that we would need. So Connie, thanks for pointing that out so I didn't get too far ahead of myself. And let's go ahead and check and see what is inside this kit. So we already looked at the stamp, but we didn't actually say what's on it. So the stamp set does just a little something for you. We've got love, happy Valentine's Day with, and then this nice little fern image or leaf image. So perfect. We have a sheet of dimensionals. We have our gorgeous grape ink spot, and it looks like some linen thread. I love it when they include some fun linen thread or baker's twine. We have 2 different designed envelopes, 4 of each. We have a purple pattern that goes all the way through our envelope, which is awesome. And then we have a kind of a craft crumb cake with polka dots and some distressing elements, and that goes all the way through the envelope as well. Okay, let's move on. Debbie says, I love how you store them. And then she mentioned about my girls, maybe future Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. Very true. Possibly. It would not surprise me. They love crafting. These look really fun. Okay, so we've got kind of a background element. And then I think this is our tag that is also printed in that same design. So it's creating like a window, but we also get the tag from that same sheet of paper. They have got like a foil to it, but it's not gold. It's like a purple foil, and that is really fun. Can you see that foiling along the outside edges? This kit is beautiful. So there are 4 of those. I'm going to go ahead and just keep one out for my cards. This is pretty. So we've got the kind of that same watercolor purple background. And then we have this beautiful printed floral pattern. We've got lots of fun colors in there, purples and greens. We have some yellows, some pinks. It's really, really pretty. Can you guys see that close up? 4 of those, so that's 1 card base. Then we have some labels with that purple foiling printed on them again. They're nice and big. I'd say they're almost like 3 by 3s. Maybe even bigger, like 3 1/4, just a little bit over 3 1/4. You should have 4 of those labels. Then we have a craft or crumb cake card base. Both sides have that polka dot distressed look, coordinate really nicely with the envelopes that are also in the kit. I'm going to save one of those, and you should have 4 of those as well. Then there's just these little rectangle die cuts with that same purple pattern on them. Just some strips. You have enough to do 4. We have our white labels. There is just one sheet of these, so there's 4 more rectangle label. Then you've got, we have a punch that's this shape. It's kind of like a curved, edged rectangle. And then we have some little tiny rectangles. And there's all those labels. And it looks like they've given us like 6 of everything. So that's always nice in case we mess up on our stamping. Christina says, I'm excited and anxious to see and do the alternatives. You hit alternatives out of the park every time. Oh, thank you so much, Christina. Anyone new here, she gives you all your money's worth and more. Sorry, my computer keeps stopping when you get the paper pumpkin kits. Thank you so much, Christina. That's so sweet of you. We do fun alternatives here. After I do my unboxing, I have a couple days where I create them, and then I share them on my YouTube channel and on my blog. And you can make more from your kit. So the kit, like we said, makes 8 cards and 4 tags, and we'll definitely get more out of that. And so that's always really fun. Thank you, Christina, for your comment. Glue dots. Love glue dots. And then we've got these fun die cuts. There should be 4 sheets of each of them. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. So just be careful with these. They look really delicate. So there's some like fern. We've got, I'm guessing the colors here are like garden green and then maybe a lost lagoon. We'll punch those out when we need them. And then we've got our lavender kind of images. And it looks like there's 2 sheets because there's 2 of everything on this. So we'll probably use half for one set of cards and then save the others for the other cards or for the alternatives. Beautiful kit. So excited to create and have some fun with it. I'm going to pop the extra things back into my box so I don't misplace anything. And then we'll go ahead and get started making some of these cards. If you are new to Paper Pumpkin, in your very first kit, you're going to receive a clear block, and it's nice and thin, perfect for like portable, taking the kit with you places. And so you don't need to worry about maybe not seeing one here in this existing kit because you do get one with your first kit. So you'll need to save that because you'll use it for any of your future kits that you get. So let's check this out really quickly on the back. If by chance you think maybe you're missing something, here is a visual of everything that should be in your kit, as well as the coordinating colors. So this coordinates with Berry Burst, Crushed Curry, Garden Green, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock. And then they also give us some beautiful alternatives, and they give you some instructions on where you can find information on those. Oh, they're really pretty. Okay, so on the inside, this might be confusing to those who maybe are new to Paper Pumpkin. This first page, so it's a trifold, okay, and you can see 1, 2, 3. So this is how you're going to put together all 3 projects. On this side, it tells you everything that you need for that project. So for card number 1, these are the items that we'll need. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So in my unboxings, I like to make one of each of the original projects so that we can kind of just see how pretty they are. They always do such a good job designing. So for our first one, looks like we're going to do the tag. So we need to pop the tag out of that background piece. We need the curved rectangle label. We'll need the Lost Lagoon I think that's Lost Lagoon. Yeah, they think so too. Fern die cut. And when you pull these out, just be super careful, okay? They're very delicate. You don't want to tear it. They're usually connected in just a couple small places, okay? Really pretty. So we've got that one. We need our gorgeous grape. They're using the Just a Little Something for You. So I'm going to pull that out and put it on my clear block. Here is the clear block. So that's this little image here is that clear block. And then they need the linen thread and some glue dots and dimensionals. All right, I'm going to grab some scratch paper. I'll just use this. And I always will do a stamp or two on scratch paper first before doing it on my labels, just to make sure I'm getting a good image. There we go. Okay, I think that looks pretty good, actually. I'm going to go with it. So the first thing we're going to do is punch out the label from the background, and then we're going to stamp our greeting onto our label. Just make sure it's right in the center. Okay, so the second one I did feels a little more like blotty. I don't know if that's even a word. So if we want a crisper image, I can always just flip it over. And let's just clean it off a little bit. I did some crafting over the weekend. There it is. Did not put away my Simply Chamois. So sometimes there's a little bit of a residue. So if you just clean it off, it sometimes works a little bit better. We'll just go ahead and stamp some on the other side and then just pick the one that works the best. Yeah, this one looks a little better. I can already tell. It's just the way that the ink sits on the stamp. So if the ink starts to separate a little bit on the stamp, then you're going to get something that's just a little bit bubbly. And then if you can clean that off, then you get a nice crisp image. Okay. Hi, Lisa. She says she's looking forward to next week. I've got my card class next week. And I know many of you join me for those. It's so fun. We have a great time. I'm looking forward to it as well. So we're going to try to find the beginning of this. There we go. And we need 12 inches, which is right about here. And they're using it for the tag. And it looks like they've just done it like a little knot, and then they've left the ends loose so that we can tie it around a gift bag or something like that. So I like that idea. I'm just going to do the same. I like, when I do a tag, I just like to do like a wrap around the finger kind of knot. What do you guys do? Do you do it like this? Or do you actually tie a knot near the tag? That is a lot of twine. That would be so nice to have. So I can wrap it around and tie it to something. Okay. Oh, what is on my hand? Let's go ahead. This is a really easy one to put together. On the back of the fern, we're going to add some glue dots. I'm going to use my Take a Pick tool for this. Makes it really easy to just kind of pick up a couple. They have them just sitting behind some of the larger leaves. So I'm going to do the same. And they just have 3. I can tell that this one here I have a little bit off. So I'm going to make sure that I push any adhesive that's showing to the back. And this gets added on the left side. There's a little bit of an angle, it looks like. Go ahead and put that down. If you want, you can have it kind of come off a little bit more. I didn't want too much of it poking off. Okay, that's my own choice. And then I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on the back. And that just goes right over, maybe coming off just slightly, something like that. Really quick, simple, gorgeous card. Whoops, I like that it's white on the back, so you could write a little note, you say to or from, and it's all done. If you have any of, there's these really beautiful new gems that are in the January through April mini catalog that are purple. And if you have any of those would be so pretty around this greeting here. Gwen says, have the kit, sorry. Gwen asks, have the kits shipped yet for the class? I did ship them out last week, so I can double check your tracking information, Gwen, and send you an email. So, and Debbie says she also loves my classes. Thank you, guys. I do. I think they're really fun too. All right, so for number 2, let's see what we need. So this is the crumb cake card base. And we need the large, like fern leaf piece. Okay, that's going to be beautiful. And then we also need this little piece that they're all connected to. Just like that. Oh, there's a little piece there. We need the outside border. And then Happy Valentine's Day is the stamp set that we're going to use. What I love about this set is that it's a Valentine's set, or you could make these into Valentine's Day cards, but they don't have like the red color that you normally see in Valentine's Day cards. So it's definitely a fun look. Now, if you don't want to make Valentine's Day cards, just find another greeting that will fit in that rectangle label. Okay, I think that's everything I need. So let's flip over to the instructions. Hildanelle says that her kit is coming today. That's awesome. I'm very excited for you. The program that I use to ship those out usually does send you an email so that you can kind of keep track on those as well. So for number 1, the first step is to put glue dots on these base pieces. And it looks like we put them on the front. So I'm just going to do what it says to do. So 2 little glue dots right there in the corners on that base piece. And then we'll do the same thing for the fern. And then it looks like we stick these together. So take the paper off the fern and you place I'm just going to place them right on top of each other. So I'm placing that directly on top. Okay, so you can see how it's layered. Oh, and then we put them in this little opening here. That's so pretty. So then let's take off the paper on the lavender piece. And we're going to flip this over and place this down here. It looks like we're supposed to like tuck it in like that too. Okay, so I'm going to actually go from the front into the back so that everything else is on the front side. And then we'll just bring it down and push it as far to the right as it will go. Okay, so it sits like that coming from inside. That's so pretty. What a fun idea. Do you guys love that idea? Then on the back of this, we are going to add dimensionals. And they put a ton. I usually don't do as many as they do. But I am going to support it and put one in the middle. So I'm going to do corners and one in the middle, all the way around the outside. And they actually placed a couple. If I'm looking at that right, it looks like they've placed some in the middle over like areas that are that have the flowers and leaves and stuff. And I think that's just to make sure that it doesn't fall down into it. Okay, so that's great. Any questions on that? Hi, Wanda. She said she received her her paper pumpkin kit a few minutes ago. That's exciting. It's such a pretty kit, Wanda. You're going to love it. Okay, so I think I took all of the paper off that. So I'm going to fold up my card base and place this on the front. I should have measured to see if there is a border, but it looks like there's not going to be a border. I'm going to do it the long way, this way. Tricky when there's no border. It makes me a little nervous because I don't want it to like be too far on one side. There. Very nice. I love that crumb cake poking through. It's a very pretty look. So now we're going to stamp our greeting. I'm going to bring in that scrap paper really quick. I'm going to just clean it first, just because usually if one needs cleaning, then they all do. Just going to rub it back and forth a little bit. Deborah says that she got her kit just the other day and she loves the alternatives. Thank you so much, Deborah. It's so fun to hear from you guys. and spend time with you. I love going live. Okay, so this just goes right in the center of the large rectangle. And then we're going to take 12 inches of twine again, and we're going to make a faux bow. Now, they are putting dimensionals on the back, so if you want to tie a bow, you can. I will usually loosen my twine a little bit by rubbing it through or running it through my fingernail and finger. And that, do you see how it's not so tight anymore? It gives me a little bit more control over like the direction that the twine is going to go. I'm going to stick a glue dot in the center. And then take my twine, find the center of it, and place it in on that glue dot, and then just kind of wrap back and forth to make your faux bow. If you want to add a dimensional over that to hold things in place, you definitely can. They added dimensionals, and looks like I put my bow on backwards, but I'm not going to worry about it. And then that goes on the card, but I'm a little confused because where I place the dimensional, it's going to be on this, but then the other one's going to be up here. Maybe that doesn't matter. Actually, I'm just going to push it all the way to one side. So I'm placing it so that it's up to the right on that side, so that my two dimensionals are on the same layer or level. Does that make sense as to why I'm changing that up a little bit? So pretty. Oh, Gwen, she found her email. That's awesome. So it's going to be delivered today. That's great. Happy day. I love that pop of green to really break up the purple. That's really pretty card. And look how easy that would be to like send a cute little gift with a beautiful card. They coordinate so nicely together. Okay, and then we've got one last one. These are really quick and simple cards. I'm loving it. So we're going to need our beautiful multicolor card base. We're going to need our large label with the foiling on the edge. The last of our little ferns. And it looks like one of the large, and then it looks like these ones are smaller. So one small. So one large, one small, and then a love. Those are the die cuts we need. You should have one of everything still left inside for another card. Okay. So that we're going to need two of the stamps. We're using with and the fern. So I'm going to go ahead and put both of those on my clear block. But I do them on separate sides. So one has the fern and then the other side will have with. Okay, I think that's everything. Oh, I need a couple more things. I need the strip, I didn't see that, and then my little rectangle. So for our last card, we are going to start stamping with inside the rectangle. And I'm going to, like we've done, I'm just going to clean it first. And then let's do a little stamping on the scratch piece. Okay, that looks good enough. Okay, so I have width ready to go. And then I need to stamp my leaves on my rectangle. I'm just going to go for it. Everything else looks really good after I stamp it, or after I clean it and then stamp it. So I'm just going to do it. Looks like it kind of goes in the middle here, a little bit at an angle. This has dimensionals on the back, and it's going to go right in the middle of my card base. On the flower side. So this is a horizontal card. And I think we could gather that because the flowers, the direction of the flowers goes that way. So this goes in the center. Just kind of eyeball it. Then we're going to add glue dots to our die cuts. So the back of these and the back of this one. And I might as well just go ahead and add them to the back of my love as well. I'm not sure what there's an image of a Stampin' Spot here for. Maybe that was an accident. Okay, let's go back to where we are. I was just looking ahead a little. So they have 2 glue dots on each of these lavender pieces, and then they have 2 on the leaves. Again, if you pull off the paper and you look and you see that you have some adhesive on the back, just kind of roll it to the, so if it's showing off of the back, just roll it back up to the back. I hope that makes sense. So looks like the green one goes down first, and it's kind of opposite of that piece. So a little bit to the left. And then we've got the big one kind of in between. And then the small one in between those pieces like that. So fun layering here. Then we're going to tie a bow with 12 inches of linen thread. If you want to do a faux bow, you can. I'm just going to do a bow. And to make a bow, I just find the center of the piece of twine and then just tie a bow like you normally would. nice and big. I'm going to try to make it so that the ends of the twine are about just a little longer than the loops. So something like that. Then they added a glue dot, it looks like, to the center of the bow here. And it does look like it's going to get covered up. So it doesn't have to, like, the glue dot doesn't have to hide behind this tiny little knot. And we're going to add it right about there, looks like. Any questions on that? I'm just doing my best here. So number 4, it says to cut a dimensional in half and add it to the back of the width. I am not sure why the ink spot image is there. Let's just take a quick look at the finished cards. Yeah. Do you guys have any ideas? I think that was probably just an error on the designer who was putting together the instructions. That's fine. We can just pretend it's not there. So you're just going to cut the dimensional in half and save one for your other cards, and then put the other half on the back. And we'll put that off to the side. We have this piece also needs some dimensionals. And it is going to go at the bottom. Let's do this one first. So kind of right at the bottom. I'm going to bring this bow down just a little bit so it doesn't cover up too much of one side. Okay. And then we'll add our love. They placed it on the L and the E. Right in the middle? Yeah, looks like it. And then they've got their width. And that just goes right next to the love on the purple strip. And that card's done. So pretty. Lots of fun colors, layers. I'm really loving all these beautiful projects from this kit. I think someone told me that I was going to have a hard time making projects from this kit because I love they're such great cards. And sometimes that happens when I really love the projects that are intended from the kit. It's just hard to kind of sometimes think outside the box. But I will be putting together some alternatives from this kit. What I like to do is just use one set of the alternatives. So everything we use today, I'll be using that amount to make my alternatives. You'll usually need just a couple extra pieces of cardstock or things like that to make them. If you would like to join me, I will be sharing them probably sometime later this week since I need to make them and videotape them and get them ready to be shared. So just be patient. We'll see those soon. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today as we created these projects. It's always fun to create with you guys. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out. And again, if you're interested in getting your own paper pumpkin kit, I will put the details in the description or the title of this video. If you're on Facebook, it will be up in the top. And if you're on YouTube, it will be down below. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.